If you can't hold grudges anymore, you've developed the spiritual fruit of forgiveness. Your heart has been transformed by divine love. Resentment is now spiritually impossible because God's forgiveness flows through you automatically. Receive Christ's heart. Ezekiel 36:26, I will give you a new heart. When God's love fills you, His forgiveness becomes your natural response. You can't harbor resentment because it's incompatible with your new divine nature. Here are 4 signs that confirm this divine transformation. Sign 1. Instant release anger melts immediately under divine love. Have you noticed that when you dwell on God's love, anger instantly vanishes? Divine love cancels all grudges and bitterness. It's a supernatural exchange. As you meditate on God's love, resentment loses its power over you. In the same way that light dispels darkness, love dissolves anger. 1 John 4:18. There is no fear in love, but perfect love casts out fear. Fear has been removed, replaced by the power of love to set you free. Don't fight the feeling when divine love surges within you and washes over you, drowning out resentment. Embrace it and let it flow. Love has the power to heal old wounds and wipe away tears. It's a divine cleanser, purifying your heart and mind. Make a conscious choice to surrender your anger and resentment to God's love. Trust in its healing power to transform your emotions and bring you peace. Acknowledge the presence of God's love in your life and open your heart to its transformative power. Allow divine love to be your guide, leading you away from anger and bitterness and into a deeper experience of joy and freedom. Sign 2. Natural compassion. You see others through God's eyes. Do you find yourself naturally extending compassion to those who've wronged you? When God's love fills you, you see others not as enemies, but as people in need of God's love and mercy. Compassion replaces judgment and resentment fades away. Colossians 3:12. Therefore, as God's chosen people, holy and dearly loved, clothe yourselves with compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience. As you embrace these qualities, resentment loses its hold on you and understanding. Patience and forgiveness take its place. It's like a divine filter that helps you see the humanity in every person, including your offenders. This realization stirs up compassion and makes it difficult to hold on to anger. When you look through God's eyes, you see the image of God in every person. This perspective shifts your focus from their mistakes and offenses to their inherent worth and potential for good. It makes it easier to forgive because you realize that everyone is a work in progress, just like you, and you wouldn't wish for God to give up on you because of your shortcomings. Similarly, you shouldn't give up on others. When you start viewing people through the lens of God's love and compassion, resentment naturally begins to disappear. Instead, you feel a deep sense of empathy and understanding for their struggles and imperfections. You become more forgiving and less judgmental. This transformation in perspective is a sign that you are embodying the fruit of forgiveness. So ask God to help you see people through His eyes, filled with love, compassion, and understanding. Let go of any judgmental thoughts and embrace empathy and forgiveness. Remember that everyone deserves a chance at redemption, and that holding on to resentment only hurts you in the end. Sign 3. Peace protection. Resentment feels toxic to your transformed spirit. Do you feel a growing aversion to bitterness and resentment? The more you allow God's love to fill you, the more toxic resentment feels to your spirit. Psalm 103:3. Bless the Lord, O my soul. Forget not His benefits. Act forgiving those who trespass against us. Doesn't feel like a burden anymore. Instead, it feels right, natural, and aligned with your true identity. The Holy Spirit helps you recognize that holding on to grudges is detrimental to your well-being. Ephesians 4:31. And all, therefore, put away falsehood and let each one of you speak the truth to his neighbor. For we are members of the same body and individually parts of one another. As you strive to live a life pleasing to God, you become more aware of the harmful effects of resentment. It creates disharmony within you and hinders your spiritual growth. Holding on to grudges becomes something you don't want to participate in anymore. You start to see the value of letting go and embracing forgiveness. After all, Jesus taught us to love our enemies and pray for those who persecute us. He showed us that forgiveness is not just a nice idea, but an essential part of being a true disciple. By accepting Jesus' teachings and allowing the Holy Spirit to transform you, you develop a deep longing for genuine peace. You understand that true peace comes not from the absence of conflict, but from your ability to forgive and move forward with grace. This desire for peace fuels your journey towards healing and reconciliation. So if you feel a growing aversion to bitterness and resentment, know that you are on the right path. Embrace the discomfort as a catalyst for change and allow it to drive you towards greater understanding, compassion, and forgiveness. Remember, the peace you seek is available to you, but it requires letting go of the past and choosing love over hate. Sign 4. Love Overflow. Forgiveness flows from you without effort. Does forgiveness come easily and naturally to you? When God's love fills you, forgiveness becomes your lifestyle, effortless and overflowing. Philippians 4:8. Finally, brethren, whatever things are true, whatever things are noble, whatever things are pure, whatever things are lovely, whatever things are of good report, if there is any virtue, and if there is anything praiseworthy, meditate on these things. The more you meditate on God's unconditional love for you, the more it fills your heart and becomes your motivation for treating others with the same grace. Divine love inspires you to forgive others as you've been forgiven. Colossians 3:13. Bearing with one another and forgiving one another. If any man has a complaint against any, he must forgive him, as the Lord forgave you. Living a life filled with divine love makes it easy to forgive because you understand the transformative power of God's grace. You realize that everyone, including yourself, is imperfect and deserving of second chances. You don't want to hold grudges or seek revenge because you know that God has already dealt with your offenders. Divine love makes it easy to forgive those who trespass against you. You do unlet offenses fester or grow into bitterness because you know that God has already paid the price for your freedom. You set the captives free without expecting anything in return because you have received God's forgiveness freely. This kind of forgiveness sets you free from the burden of bitterness and resentment, allows you to move forward with a clear conscience and a heart full of peace. So if you find that forgiveness comes easily and naturally to you, know that you are embodying the fruit of forgiveness. Embrace this gift from God and use it to bless others and bring them closer to Him. Remember, true forgiveness is not about condoning wrong behavior, but about releasing bitterness and hatred and choosing love instead. You can't hold grudges anymore because you've received Christ's heart. Comment forgiveness fruit if you can't hold grudges anymore. Share this video with someone who needs to hear this message. We'll keep you posted. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.